Alright, hello, it is me, Smashinbob, and today I want to talk about low tier farming. So I'm gonna showcase a low tier farming strategy, one of many that I utilize, and give some tips and tricks, I guess. So what do you need to know about low tier farming? Well, first you need to know how to manipulate your atlas. Obviously, there is no tier 3 maps on the atlas, they will never drop. Right, so you need to kind of know, what regions to close, what to open with your sextants. It's not very complicated once you get a little bit into it. Second thing you want to know, and this is true especially for white maps, is that one of the most profitable things you will drop on maps, if you're just alken going for no like particular strategy, is another map, right? Pretty much every single white map will be worth at least one chaos, including tier 1 maps. At least one chaos. That's minimum, in bulk, obviously. Now, a lot of people are maybe annoyed at selling maps, but the only thing you have to actually do to sell maps in bulk is you set up your trade like this, right? So that means that when you're pricing your maps, that you write like this, which is the first number is always the currency, so 30 chaos orbs, and you get 10 maps, or you sell 10 maps, right? So nobody can whisper you for less than a 30 chaos trade in this case, right? It will not even show in the single trades part of the website when you price it like this, right? So that's important. Okay, another thing to know about selling low tier maps, they do not sell very fast. So it's not like, it's not like you put divine orbs on sale and you just boom, 10 seconds later you got like 5 people whispering you, right? Maps do take a while to sell, especially depending also how you price them. And also, some maps will sell much faster than others and are also worth a lot more than others. For instance, some low tier maps are worth well over 4 or 5 cows per map, despite being a white map. This is usually maps with good layouts, like Toxic Sewers, Strand is a nice layout, Atoll, things like that. Generally maps that have good layout, and also maps that might have like a farming strategy or something to it. One good example this league would be the Mud Geyser. A Mud Geyser at tier 5, if I can find it. There it is. So a Mud Geyser at tier 5 is pretty much... So the reason why the Mud Geyser is valuable, because it's pretty much the only good map left in Mysterious this league for Legion farming. And people will farm Legion at lower tiers as well as higher tiers. So if we check, like even singles, as you can see, is like 2-3 cows, quickly goes to 4. So you can see that, oops, wait, maybe just 10 stock, right? So if you search in bulk, like the cheapest guy that's selling a bulk of these maps is pricing it at 5 chaos per map, right? And then after him, if he sells out, which, he might, then you have this guy, right? For 7 chaos, right? Now, I think 7 cows is a bit too ridiculous if you want to make profit off of this and don't want to wait for like 5 days to sell. I think if you want to sell Mud Geysers fast, I will go like 4 cows. I will undercount all of them and just be the first one to sell them. Because 4 cows for a white map is a lot of profit, no matter how you look at it. Right? Alright. So that out of the way, if you're playing low tier maps, and especially if you're juicing the maps, if you're using Sextant, if you're using Scarabs or whatever, you will over sustain maps very, very easily, right? So then you can also sell off some of the maps for extra profits, right? Okay, now let's go into the actual farming strategy that we'll be doing. So I'm going to use a tier 9 map, but this is a strategy that I've done at a tier 2 and a tier 5 cemeteries. It doesn't really matter what tier it is, it's profitable at any tier. It's not super profitable, by the way, as a disclaimer. You're not gonna make a lot of currency doing this strategy, but it is a very enjoyable strategy. So I'm just gonna drop some scarabs, maybe some sacrifices, why not? I will juice my low tier maps. I don't really, don't really mind it. Because I like to over sustain my maps. And also the maps are less boring when there's a lot more packs on them and stuff to do. Alright. Mostly I will use rusty scarabs. Now I'm using polished metamorphs, but that's just because I ran out of rusties. I can't be bothered buying them right now. So the strategy we're doing, right, is turn end region. It can be any map. It can be any map in turn. And any tier in turn. So also pretty good for low tier farming. I'm using Cemetery just because I really like that map, I really like the layout, and there's also a possibility of dropping the Brother Stash Divination card, which goes for 5 exalts, which is insane. Well, goes for 5. You can get 5x from it when you hand it in. Alright. So, the thing we're farming on turn is the invasion bosses, the exotic goods. So you only need 2 skill points to reach it. So it's not much work if you haven't unlocked any skill points in turn, and it can be done on any map. So basically invasion bosses will drop 1 additional valuable item, and this is what we're farming, right? We get 2 invasion bosses from this node, and we can also get watchstones to get an additional invasion boss. Right, with 3 watchstones you get like a 90% chance, right? To spawn 1 more. And that's all there is to it. You can combine it with the better chance to get a mirror for, getting some delirium here and there. But that's not necessary, right? What I also like to do, I like to take some simple sextons and just roll 1 more additional invasion boss. This is technically not really necessary, or possibly not even profitable to do. To be honest, you can just alken go these maps. You don't have to juice them or anything like that. We're here just for this, right? Alright. There's the first invasion boss, and he drops a 6-link. That's very nice. So this is a tier 9 map, so it's not going to be a high item level 6-link. Oh, nice. Cluster jewel. So I'm probably just going to render it for Divine Orb, but that's still 10 chaos, so it's nice. Like maybe early in the league you could sell off the 6 links for a bit more. But this far into the league, it's probably just worthless if it's not a good item level. So I just generally render it for a divine. That's another invasion drop. That is a stack of currency, something they drop also quite often. They do have quite a big drop table. They can drop sextants, scarabs, just all kinds of stuff really. So yeah, let's separate it. So this and this was from the invasion boss. Now there will be 2 more invasion bosses, but it is quite likely that my filter wouldn't show some of the rewards. I'm running uber strict. I would recommend running at least very strict. That's probably a bit better for lower tiers. But yeah, I just prefer running the uber. You do have to make some changes to the uber strict filter so you see the maps, because the uber strict would hide them. Let's just get a divine for this. Alright. And go next. Alright. Try to find these invasion bosses.
It's my lucky day.
Gwenon? You know, why not?
Jackpot.
Oh, 4 jagged fossils. Not bad. So that was the first invasion boss. Oh, 4 prime sextants. Very nice. That was an invasion boss. Alright. And that's about it, looks like. We either missed one or it's just the filter didn't show. But then, you know, it kind of shows you like what kind of stuff these invasion bosses drop. It's just a bunch of random stuff. It's either a stack of currency, they can drop fossils, scarabs, they also drop level 21 gems, just all kinds of stuff. And I generally just like this farming strategy. It's not like super valuable to do, it's not like super profitable, but it's very enjoyable. It's not like, say, a Legion encounter where you have to, you know, pick up a bunch of splinters after every encounter. It's just basically finding them on the map and killing them, which is, you know, they're not that hard to kill or anything. By the way, if you're interested in this build, this is like a low tier farming build. Doesn't take a lot to start it off. I'll post the link in the description. Oh, and we got a Polish Bridge Scarab. I think that's like 5 chaos. That's a nice drop. Six Horizon Orbs. Nice, so that's also from the Invasion boss. What is this? Oh, Beasties. Alright. Yeah. I'll try to cover some of the more advanced stuff in the next video. But I think this kind of shows this farming strategy. It's very simple. You can just alch go. You don't necessarily have to juice it. It's just getting the invasion boss skill tree, the exotic goods, and just run maps in turn. Right, and that's all you have to do. You can think of it as alch going, but with a bit of like extra drops. They are generally gonna be either like semi-valuable, or at some cases they can actually drop really valuable stuff. I actually got an exalt drop the other map from an invasion boss, which was very nice. I've never seen that before, so it's not very rare, but they can drop just about anything. Alright. Oh. A Labyrinth Enchanted Helmet. Interesting. Alright. So I can see, as you can see, the invasion boss like drop pool is quite varied. You can get a lot of kind of stuff. What is this, like 4 chaos in singles? It's a pretty nice farm, quite relaxing. There is no like, you don't have to do any kind of mechanic or anything. So it's just alch and go, or you know, juice and go if you want to juice them up. And yeah, that's all there is to it. You just need the skill points, and it's a really nice and enjoyable farming strategy. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try to cover more of these farming strategies, the ones that I do. So yeah, thank you for watching, and Goodbye.